Thank you, Toby. In convincing fashion indeed. That's what we saw from Kinguin in game number 1 up against Doggie, right? It's relatively straightforward.
23 minutes. Not bad. Not impressed, though. I know what Kinguin is capable of doing, my friend. This is their classic style. Look at this. Once again, Pugna. This is the face we don't see quite often, and the hero was not nerfed that much. That's why I'm kind of surprised that it's not picked more often.
Yeah, we saw a phase of like Chinese teams having safe lane Pugna, then NA teams had like off lane Pugna, then we had support Pugna, a little bit of mid Pugna, and then the hero kind of disappeared a while. I didn't see it for like weeks until was it Z-Freak picked it up in the support role the other day at the summit. Looked pretty good, but we return to the Medusa. Well, a few nerfs in the recent patch.
Well,
still functions the same.
Well, it's pretty much the same hero, maybe a little less HP. Mask of Madness also nerfing her move speed with some base movement speed nerfs. That's the biggest nerf in my opinion.
But they didn't touch the 800 mana talent.
They didn't touch the 800, no modifiers talent. So she's still good.
Still works the same.
Yeah, this is going to be an offlane Clockwork. Kunkka, Witch Doctor, two duo supports roaming around. Pretty strong.
LeBron's Kunkka, always a wonderful thing to watch as well.
Another opening from Team Kinguin, same as in the previous game, AA plus Tusk. Like if you get these two to level 10, you have an extra 1,500 gold talent.
Every 10
minutes.
Every 10 minutes, yeah. Yeah, not every minute, every 10 minutes.
Nah, it'd be a bit too much.
Was it 90 and 60?
Yeah, 60 for AA, 90 for Tusk.
Okay.
10 seconds.
We'll see what they do with that. But
even though in the previous game AA went for
5 seconds remaining.
went for other talent, Spell Amp, because they were about to finish the game. No point in going for the gold.
Don't want to drag it out. So into the final picks here. Arise could be that mid Razor. Is this a game where you bring back the Sven for swift ending?
Sven against Medusa seems pretty bad. If they can keep the momentum, Sven is good, but it's Medusa, Pugna, you can't really enter the base that easily. None of these three, VD, Clockwork, and Kunkka, they don't provide any building damage. Only Razor if he gets some damage sucked, or Aghanim Scepter. So they need some tower damage hero.
It does look that way. So Gyro is the last one for Kinguin. Does that move Pugna into the offlane? Speedy little guy running around? Or is this some kind of aggro setup again from Kinguin here?
It could be an offlane Pugna. Just give Gyro some advantage, then move around with Tusk and AA.
And just cause chaos on the map early on.
Well, they need the hero that can burn mana. That's why they banned out Weaver. Maybe PL as a Diffusal Blade carrier. But you have two great heroes against PL, Medusa and Gyro. Like the illusions would just feed away gold.
Even the AA to some extent, right? Having that Ice Blast. Hit on to the real one.
PL is a good pick. What else is there? Oh God, no!
Your hero.
Oh.
Swift ending AA. Does he have time this game?
Yeah, I mean he's playing against Pugna, Gyro, who farm way more, plus Medusa, than Anti-Mage. You have these 3 cores, every single of them deal tower damage, so they can just... what does Witch Doctor look like Templar Assassin with this set?
Where is this? What's going on here? What kind of bird is this?
It's a dead dodo.
No, dodos aren't that big. That's some kind of... that's like a phoenix claw or something there for the Witch Doctor. It's huge. Whatever it was, no longer alive. Witch Doctor's taken its soul. I don't know, Witch Doctor looks kind of purple and
5
spooky for
seconds
sure.
remaining.
So Arise Razor, and it's going to be Patos on the Pugna. So he will be heading into that 3 role. Like you called the offlane clockwork there for Hester Joe Rotten. And we'll get ourselves into game number 2 here of this best of 3. Of course, you can see the 1-0 lead for Kinguin with a lovely little golden marker over there. So early on, Witch Doctor Kunkka, they have a lot of damage between them with, you know, Torrent, Maledict, if they can land them. But it takes a while to get them level 2 before they really feel like a threat, in my mind, to actually be able to find kills. Because their core heroes don't have any real setup for them.
Yeah, well, what we saw with the Tusk, you can block the off lane, so 1 creep passes and you get the lane back here. You just need to use 2 shards. Also, what you can do with the Pugna, you can also get the Creepify. It doesn't slow... yeah, you can't anymore, never mind. I was thinking about using the Creepify on one of the creeps. Yeah, so it slows him down, but it doesn't work anymore. 1 minute, LeBron says.
Nothing like a good pause at the start of the game. They've got to figure out their game plan. Work out what they're doing. What are we going to see? LeBron, he does go for the boots first this time. Not going for his double fairy fire orb of venom, but with a Kunkka this is much more expected. Try and run around the map and find these torrents. Lots of pings and drawings down towards bottom lane. I don't know what Pugna and Medusa are chatting about. Definitely something that they want to do down there. Item builds on the Dire team. What are we looking at? Mid Medusa, safe lane Gyro. All pretty standard stuff.
I'm not sure Anti-Mage will have this amount of farm that he had in the previous game. He had 9 minutes boots and Battle Fury, but you really didn't feel the influence of the hero. This game it might be even worse. His timing on that Battle Fury, if they rotate with the Tusk plus Pugna pressures Anti-Mage so hard, it could be way, way worse.
Especially when they have the Tusk to potentially save, you know, 1 or more of these core heroes if they're trapped in cogs, or if, you know, if AM gets to that point where he has Battle Fury, Manta, maybe a Basher or something, and he jumps onto the Dusa or the Gyro, you have that snowball to save them, and, you know, Ice Blast, Cooldown, Stone Gaze, great tools at stopping a fight, resetting, and maybe turning around. On the other side, you know, you've got Cogs, you've got X-Mark. It does feel that Team Doggie are very good going forward and like catching people and playing aggressively, but if they're the ones that are jumped on, they don't have many tools to reset and kind of recalibrate how they want to enter the fight. You know, going in and out is much more difficult as the Radiant team. But then they've got a hero like Razor who's very good at kind of standing his ground, draining the damage, and being that tanky target that's difficult to bring down.
Yeah, they will need to rely so much on a Clockwork. I guess that's one of the reasons they put it on an offlane, so he gets faster level 6 and can be more active early on, give Anti-Mage more space. It's going to be a lot on the shoulders of a Razor in this game. Depending how his early game goes through the mid game, he will need to carry the team.
Arise needs to carry the team. I don't know why you're laughing. Wasn't flaming. Reiterating what you were saying. Honestly, I want to say Razor has been one of his better heroes recently.
Yeah,
his Puck and Magnus have been very hit and miss. Either he like stomps the game or he just like gets stomped. And
yeah, he played a really good Razor yesterday.
He's very good at knowing when he can turn around fights as the Razor as well. You know, with a good plasma field, or if he's got enough damage drained up through that static link. What is happening? Medusa, stop it. Are these lines to say stack this? Yeah, Pugna dropping the affirmative. Medusa just wants this entire area of them. Oh no, look, he wants everything stacked now. He wants the Radiant jungle stacked everywhere.
Let's play the game, Gary. It's not cool.
Yeah, you want to see the map, do you?
I'm not...
I hate this bug where I can't draw properly because it just like...
I'm not Stephen Hawking, but that was not 1 minute.
Ah, really? You sure?
Pretty sure.
It wasn't 1 minute by our standards, but on a different planet it could have been.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Or if someone was torturing you.
And time expands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or you get sucked into a black hole. Something like that. Can you teach me about black holes, Stephen Hawking?
Not an expert though. I kind of suck at physics, but I love universe. I love Sahil as well, even though he's not in EG anymore.
We might join another team ending with G though. We'll see if he drops into Optic. A lot to talk about that.
Unblock me on Twitter, thank you.
He unfollowed me on Twitter as well the other day. He didn't block me, but he unfollowed me.
Elisage?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe I flamed him in a game or something. In a cast or something, I don't know. I said something wrong and he didn't like it. He's a funny lad. So what have we got? AA Gyro top. Clockwork is there against them. Razor's going mid, the block from LeBron mid. Everything is as expected. No funky lane switches, no musical lanes to swap things around. Start relatively standard here as Nisha does get run at, picks up the bounty rune though. So far,
oh, he's gonna harass Anti-Mage a lot.
Yeah, that's a ton of clicks actually. That's one tango that he'll have to expend. But he got double bounty. No, he got one bounty rune. Sorry, on the AM. Tried to go for the double. Not quite there with the faster click over Nisha. So dual lane mid, excellent stuff. Tusk and Medusa up against Tinker and Kunkka. Torrent not going to be there. Static Link also ends very early on. This might be a bit of trouble for Arise, getting punched away from the mid lane with this Orb of Venom on Tusk.
Stole 3 damage.
Yeah, get wrecked, Medusa. -3 damage for you. How do you feel about that?
Someone is screaming, denied.
Maledict onto Pugna. Not going to do too much here. Noya just trying to zone the little green skeleton man away.
It's going to be hard to kill Pugna unless they get a lucky bounce or Kunkka rotates. Look at Pugna, almost level 2. Harasses Anti-Mage a lot.
He's putting a lot of pressure on his Witch Doctor as well. He's very speedy with the brown boots. As soon as the Maledict comes up, he's back into the trees, running away. Clockwork's doing reasonably top lane as well. No real last hits to speak of. A few Cog denies, a few Creep denies. That's the first one he gets, but he'll get his levels up here. Not under too much pressure from the AA and Gyro because he can just kind of Cogs and run away. Snowball mid onto the Arise Razor. With the shards there, just harassing him back. At the same time, there was a bit of a go onto Pugna, but it's top lane where the Clockwork, who I thought would just have the Cogs and run away, buddy. But he's been outplayed there.
Maybe he could have tried a juke in the forest. Elisage once again with the first blood. We'll give him boots of speed. It's pretty good when you play against that Clockwork. Solo offlane Clockwork. If he gets close, you need to be super careful about him, because he can get easily a kill on a support.
Oh, but the Tusk here. Clockwork has the Cogs to run away. Bottom lane, there was a really nice move by the Pugna as well. He came in for the bounty rune, then dodged the torrent, and then still took the bounty rune and ran away. So Kunkka and the Witch Doctor wasting a little bit of time trying to zone the Pugna out, but he's already level 2. Very speedy. And we can just return back to lane. As mid, how we're looking 10-7 against the 6-2. Arise having a little bit of a difficult time here against the Dusa, it looks like, just because of that Tusk being so strong, and Kunkka not being amazing pre-level 2, but he's got X-Torrent now. This is where they can look to kill the Pugna, and you can just feel Patos on this little green skeleton.
Yeah, he knows something is up. Time to go jungle. Jungle Pugna.
If that was me, I'd run into lane and it just immediately die.
Now, they can kill Medusa if he lands a torrent into X plus a static link. These torrents are not connecting.
Unfortunately for Doggie. What's happening over here? Noya in behind the Pugna. All alone though. TP's out. Nothing to cancel. Tusk was making a wander over, but doesn't get there fast enough, seeing as he TP'd to the mid-tier 1 already. Things slowing down a little bit. AM, again, having a very good time farming bottom.
Imagine if he has more denies than actual creeps. What, 25 to 18?
What was he last time? Like 63 and 40 or something?
Yeah.
He was pretty close in the previous game. But, oh, LeBron dies mid.
Yeah, his torrents are not connecting, so they can't find any openings. Double damage is gonna be picked up by Tusk's. Shards are ready. Good block. He might go down. Snake is ready. Double damage, soaking up all the damage, but the snowball damage will be enough.
Very nicely done. Clockwork, maybe with a torrent. Very nice. Trap the Tusk inside the cogs, and level 2 battery assault is a ton of damage. Nisha helping killing off these cogs though until the X comes in. The Tusk does get a little bit of damage back into the clock, but nothing doing to save his life. As bottom lane, again, this Pugner's just being an absolute nightmare. He's just nuisance. He's punching the AM, he's dragging creeps around, he's spamming Nether Blast, and the Witch Doctor just can't find him. Look at Neuer just running through the trees, hunting for the Pug. Where is he? Where's Pugner? And now they see him. Oh, he's pulled the wave. Oh, look. We see him. He's too quick for the creeps to follow, though. He has to keep turning back to make sure that they stay aggroed on him. Oh, get a good amount of experience for this, though. Pushed closer to that level 4 mark. As mid lane, they're setting up again. Clockwork and Kunkka ready to roll. Elisash near the shrine seems to know something's happening. And yeah, they're pinging out now. Literally on top of the Clockwork. Shards are there. They do hit in onto a couple. LeBron snowballed up. The 2-man hit. The Fairy Fire's there, but the Clockwork falls. The static link onto Nisha going to do a lot with the Maledict and the Cask. Nisha finally turns on the Mana Shield, but they've lost their 2 heroes to the west. Medusa likely to fall to the final. Well, no. Mana Shield, is that going to be enough?
Nah, it's not going to be enough. It's Tango plus Fairy Fire.
They didn't even get the Medusa. It was at level 1 Maledict. It's level 2. They still don't kill her. Oh,
Tango regions a lot, plus Fairy Fire. It doesn't deal any damage.
And look at all these stacks. Oh my god, it's just mechanical. Systematic. 3, 4 camps all stacked up at once. Medusa's going to be so happy. Up at top, what are we seeing? Homing missile. No cooldown. He's about to hit level 6. With it now, oh, he's not going to go for it. Holds back on it with a shrine just behind. They'll be able to heal up and maybe go for another play for themselves.
Regeneration.
But Arise dying again mid lane. A huge deficit for this team, as he's meant to be the one that buys a lot of time for this anti-mage by grouping up with the rest of his team and trying to fight. But Kinguin, one step ahead.
6.5 minute Demon Edge. Again.
And maybe they have enough damage this time to kill the Pugner. That Mana Void on top of the Maledict, is he gonna pop here? Yeah, Stick's not gonna help you, mate. Die for the last tick. So that's the AM heading. He's gonna get another 10-minute Battle Fury, it feels like.
Yeah, good block on a mid. Again, with the Shards Torrent. Connects, just to keep him alive.
Gyro.
This Clockwork is under-leveled. Almost level 5, 8 minutes in.
Yeah, we look at the supports on the Radiant as well, still sitting around level 3. The Torrent into mid. They know Kunkka is lurking around in this middle lane now, so maybe an opening to go and make a play top. AA is hunting down the Clockwork as Pugner just keeps on laying this damage into the anti-mage. He's got a salve, but this slows down his Battle Fury just through the severe amount of harassment coming his way.
He pressures the lane. I mean, he's gonna die again, but I don't think it matters that much. Fifth ending is his first kill.
Yeah, it does pop the Pugner. Clockwork dies top though. Not level 6 yet. Gets hunted down and chased through past the bounty rune spot. As the AA closing in on level 6, finding bounty runes for himself. I'd love to have that Ice Blast to combo up with his cooldown from the Gyro.
Well, he can stay in the forest with the Medusa, clearing those stacks, if he wants to.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yes.
What does the Medusa have now? Phase boots. Moving towards the mom again. She'll clear through the medium camps, and AA, not really bothered here, can just come back for the Ancients, right? Give a little space to Tusk mid. Urn ready. Level 5. Sitting pretty in the mid lane, all alone against the Razor, and Razor really can't do anything here against the Tusk. He can block his ramp with shards, he can snowball away. No real kill power for Arise.
Tusk is super farmed. Urn, Boots, Orb of Venom, 500 gold as well. We'll hit level 6 before 10-minute mark because Medusa moved into the forest to clear those stacks. So he's just soaking up the XP, trying to get some last hits with the Ice Shards.
I was wondering what Arise was saving up for, because he had like 1,000 gold, 1,200 gold with Boots, Wand, Wraith Band. He's going to get himself a bottle and Ring of Aquila. No upgraded Boots just yet. Trying to get some more regen. Extending this laning phase to buy him some more time and keep this tier 1 alive. But I do worry, once Kinguin start to group up as, 4 or 5 after clearing these ancient stacks, if they move towards a tier 1, I don't see Team Doggie defending.
Maybe with a Kunkka's level 6, but he needs to buy a tome. Oh, look at Gyro. He actually went for Drum, so they want to keep fighting. They'll build into these early game items. Urn already up on Tusk. Magic Wand, Soul Ring on Pagana. They can take these tier 1 towers once they group up so easily.
Yeah. AM does get the pre-10-minute Battle Fury again for Swift Ending. No treads, of course. Skipping straight towards that farming item. Now he's going to spend a little bit of time in the jungle. The rest of his team, are they in fighting form yet? Level 4 Witch Doctor, level 5 on Kunkka. It just feels like the Razor hasn't been able to have the